Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. In this video, I'm going to be recapping my trades from both Thursday, June 15th and today, Friday, June 16th. There were 3 trades, 2 of them were winning trades, 1 of them was a losing trade, and I ended up with $1,698 in profits. So make sure to stay tuned through the entire video. I'm going to break down these 3 trades, talk about my thought process behind them, so hopefully you can take something from my trading and apply it to your own. Now, very quickly before breaking down these trades, as you guys know, I talk about all of my trades in real time in the Market Master group. And in honor of the upcoming 3-day weekend, with Monday being closed for Juneteenth, as well as Father's Day being on Sunday, we're opening up 5 spots to come join us in the Market Master group at a 50% discount when you use the link down below to sign up for an annual subscription. Again, you will save 50% when compared to a monthly subscription, and there's only 5 spots available. They're going to most likely be filled very quickly, so if you're interested in joining us in the group and you're serious about trading, I'm confident that this investment into the group will pay off multiple times as we provide so much value to our team of traders. Okay, so with all of that being said, moving on to the trades, the first one that I want to talk about is NEXT. NEXT I traded on both Wednesday and Thursday, but the trade that we're focusing on today was from Thursday. Now, the reason that this was on my radar at all is because of the move that we saw on Wednesday. This had a big gap and go and closed up near the high of day. For that reason, it was in the trade plans posted in the Market Master group on Wednesday night for a continuation on Thursday. And as we can see, it played out really nicely. I bought into this morning pullback using the $7.20 area to risk off of. And the reason for that is because the low down here of the pre-market session was $7.28. So my thought process was if it started to break down under that pre-market low, there was going to be a very small chance that it was going to recover and end up pushing back above that $8 level, which is where I was looking to sell. So it would have been smart for me in that case to cut losses on the trade and simply move on. But thankfully, it bounced back from this morning pullback. I took a starter position in the 760 area. We had this push up to a high of $7.99, and then we can see it pulled back, kind of consolidated for a while, traded around the VWAP, and then finally we get this bounce back up and quick push through that $8 level. I locked in profits into that move over 8, and on that trade I ended up with $566 in profits. But the bigger trade for me that came on Thursday that was a little bit more of my main focus was WORX. WORX was a trade that I definitely should have been paying closer attention to throughout the rest of the day. That seems to be the story of my life lately with my trading, but I am glad that I was able to make any money on it with the initial opening range breakout. We have this opening range breakout level down here of 32 cents, which is the high of this first 5-minute candle. So once it starts to break through that level, it hits our scanners. We have an opening range breakout scanner that we stream live to our team of traders. This opening range breakout level of 32 cents was also posted in the group. So once it started to push above that level, I immediately took a starter position in the stock, and then I bought more shares as the volume really started to pick up. I ended up with a total of 15,000 shares, and my average cost on this was just about 35 cents per share. And we could see it very quickly ramped all the way up to over 50 cents per share from that 32 cent breakout level. This was a very quick trade. I ended up getting out into that initial push. If we zoom into this area here, we can see it has that push up to 50 cents. It kind of just chops around, trades around that level for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we see a couple of rejections as it briefly pushes above that level. So to me, everything was telling me that now is the time to sell and lock in profits. So I did just that, and I ended up with a total profit on this trade of $1,512. And as we can see, if we zoom out a bit and look at the rest of the day, it ended up running all the way up here to a high of just about 90 cents per share. So I'm not necessarily disappointed in the fact that I locked in profits, because at the time, everything was telling me that this was ready to pull back. And realistically, that's exactly when you should lock in profits. But I am disappointed that I kind of took this off my radar too quickly, wasn't paying any attention to it as it started to pick back up through VWAP and as it started to break above that morning high. And because of that, I missed out on this second run that happened a little bit later in the morning. But those were my 2 trades for Thursday. My total profits for the day were over $2,000. Moving on to my trade from Friday, which was ADRT. I only did 1 trade today. I have not been a fan of any of the price action that I've seen in a lot of these movers, especially from the stocks that were gapping up in pre-market. The one exception really was ADRT, and it's not that I was necessarily a fan of the way that this was even moving, I was just seeing a lot of similarities in this stock when compared to the stock EDTX, which was a huge runner the previous day. If we take a look at the pre-market session for EDTX, big spike up early on in pre-market, fades all the way back down on low volume, starts to ramp back up a little bit into the open, and ends up having a big intraday run all the way up to a high of $41.64. So I was seeing those similarities between EDTX and ADRT, and that's what put this on my radar, and that's why I was watching this for a gap and go. So my initial trade plans here were to look for that opening range breakout, which in this case would have been a push above this candle's high of $15.18. As we can see, that never happened, so there was never any buy signal there. So at that point, since we weren't getting an opening range breakout, I decided to look for a bigger pullback and then some support to maybe form to buy into a dip. And then I could have locked in profits if it started to ramp back up into that opening range breakout area. So the level that I used to get into a position was this $12 area from pre-market. That was a little bit of support, really just basing it off of this low here with a long lower wick. I say support very loosely in this case because that is the only time that that area was tested until it pulled back here intraday. So once it pulled back and bounced back up a bit, I decided to take a starter position in this trade. I had an order for 500 shares, but I only got 328 shares filled, and my average cost per share was about $12.48, I believe. And as we can see, obviously there was absolutely no follow through there. It immediately started to pull back under that $12 quote-unquote support area. And once it started to pull back into the low 11s, I lost pretty much all of my confidence in this trade, so I took the loss on this, ended up with a $380 loss. No big deal whatsoever because of the fact that I kept this a small position size. And again, that's something that I talk about time and time again when I have these losing trades. Even if you're the best trader in the world, you're going to lose every once in a while. So it's important to keep your losses small, and the best way to do that is to only take a small position until the trade starts to move in your favor and then add into that winning trade as opposed to adding into your losing trades. So when it was all said and done with Thursday's trades and today's trades factored in, I ended up with $1,698 in profits. Pretty solid way to end the week and a pretty solid week overall. I have all of my trades from this past week documented here on YouTube, so make sure to go check out the recent profit and loss recap videos if you haven't seen them already. And again, a quick reminder, if you want to hear about the stocks that I'm trading in real time, there is only 5 spots available to come join us in the Market Master group at a 50% discount using the link down below in the description. And we've had a lot of interest in joining the group lately, so they are most likely going to go fast. So I recommend signing up quickly if you're interested. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found some value in it. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And as I mentioned, remember that the market is going to be closed on Monday, June 19th. But I'll be back on Tuesday for another profit and loss recap video. And until then, have a great weekend and good luck with your trading.